Welcome, folks. Welcome to another episode of Food for Action. This should be pretty fun today. Um, there's obviously serious things to talk about, but at the same time, we have a special guest from the group NSYNC. KIRKPATRICK will be joining us, and that's pretty exciting. So I hope that you guys are excited as well. Let's see. One of the first things that I'd like to do is give you guys the mission statement again, which I do all the time because I think it's really important for everyone, especially if you're new. If you're new, so that you can understand what it is we're doing and why we're doing it. And if we all understand and we're all on the same page, then hopefully we can accomplish something with these conversations, starting with these conversations, I add. So I will read the statement, the mission statement, and it is as follows. I and we, that means anybody who takes part in these conversations, I and we acknowledge and express the racial divide, racism, oppression, exploitation, violence, systemic racism against Black men, Black women, and Black youth in the United States and all over the world. I and we, that means all of us, will proactively help create a path to a true United State in America. Some people ask me about that. Did I mean United States of America? No. I mean United States in America. That means a state of being, a state of mind, a state of presence, a state of action. And so we're hoping to do away with and come together by understanding through conversation first, where what the experiences that we've all had and why some people choose hate and why other people choose love, why some people choose racism, why other people choose not to participate in racism. There are actions and there are reasons. Everybody has reasons why they do things. Rather it's because somebody else told them to, or rather it's an unfortunate experience, or rather it's a fortunate experience, depending on your views or your position in this. But at the end of the day, we're trying to bridge this gap, this communication problem that is allowing horrible things to take place in this country and making things stay in such a bad way. And I know that a lot of people in this country haven't had to experience a lot of things, and so they may not understand what I'm talking about, or maybe they haven't heard about the civil rights movement, or maybe they didn't hear about slavery in the proper way, or maybe they don't know anything about George Floyd or Breonna Taylor or Ahmaud Arbery or any of the folks who have died at the hands of a corrupt element of police. Maybe all those things are true. But what is necessary, and hi, I hope you when you join in, please say a word. Talk to me. Let me know you're here. Take part in the conversation. You don't have to wait for KIRKPATRICK to show up. We are going to have a little bit of a lighter show today. I would say in spirit, because we are having KIRKPATRICK come in, and so we're going to talk about some stuff, because a lot of people know that I played with the Backstreet Boys, played sax and percussion with them from 97 to 99. And that is how I met KIRKPATRICK and all of NSYNC and Britney Spears and all of the people, all the pop folks from back in that day. So it's going to be a good conversation. We're going to talk about all the stuff that he's doing, and he leads an exciting life, and he's going to hopefully reveal lots of things from back then through today, and what his plans are and what his take is on the world today too. So we're going to go through all that. But until then, please, let me know you're here. Type a message in, say hi, and take part in the conversation. It's an important conversation. We want to see love. At the end of the day, we want to see everybody loving each other. We want to see the world doing great. We want to see, disease gone, and we want to see a United States of America, which we have unfortunately have never achieved. And sometimes people don't understand that because they come from different parts of a state, different parts of a city, the difference between the east side and the west side, difference between the suburbs and the hills, the difference. I mean, there's so many differences that cause people to see things in such a different way. To some people who live maybe in Hollywood, they see things glamorously. People who live in Compton see things very harshly because the world doesn't look the same way from Compton as it does from the hills of Beverly. So these are the kind of conversations that I would hope that everybody wants to have. We have a lot of people that are out there and they're marching and of all races, all nationalities that are marching and taking part and standing up for Black Lives Matters and all that stuff. But we have to find a way to solve all of this stuff, to be part of the solution for all of this. So there must be dialogue, and then there must be dialogue that evolves into some form of action, rather it's policy in government, rather it's the way you vote, rather it's maybe becoming an activist yourself. Maybe it's, just loving on your neighbors better. Who knows what it is, but you'll find that out once you engage in this conversation. And so that's what I'm hoping that we will all do. Before I go further, I want to say that I do have a new partner in this thing. That is the company MLO. That is M as in money, L. They are a footwear company. You see them on Facebook advertising a lot of the different crazy stylish shoes. They got sneakers, high tops, low tops, running shoes, the whole thing. They are now a partner. I haven't gotten my shoes yet. I'm still waiting, but once I get them, I'm definitely going to flash them at you. So I wanted to do that. And then I wanted to say something real quickly about the person in the office. Actually, today I'll say his name. I want to say something about Trump. I saw a lot of people this week being really, really cruel. Some people being jovial, and these days you can it's either politically correct or not or whatever, to make jokes. But people who were being truly hateful, there's no there's no positive take out of that. And I try to tell people, what was it? There's a quote from Ruth Bader Ginsburg that I really love, and I tried to tell people about it last week. Let me see if I can look it up while I'm talking to you. But what I'm saying through this is that I don't understand, if he is faking it. Some people seem to think he might be faking it. He didn't really have the disease, and so it's just another ploy to get attention or to see if he can sway some votes after getting over the disease or something like that. I don't know all of that stuff. And nor am I here, or any of us, none of us are here on this earth to try to delve into a person's motives. If you spend all your time trying to figure out why another person is doing things that are whatever, rather they're mean, who knows? But if that's what you're spending your life doing, then you're not going to end up accomplishing much yourself. Hey, Farhat, how you doing, brother from Holland? Yes, sir. Good to see you, my friend. We're waiting on Chris Kirkpatrick shortly. I had to start a little early because I wanted to get a few things in first. But as I was saying, thank you for joining us. As I was saying, you know, there's to try to figure out another person's motives, or to just fight with anger or with cynicism. And it's pretty dark because if he really is sick, and if he really is going through COVID thing, then if he really is going through the COVID thing, then uh, sorry, my daughter's texting me, my SMUNCHKIN. Hold on. Okay. If he really is going through that, then to be hateful, to be wishing death on somebody, did he deceive us? Yes, he definitely did. He definitely did. It's proven. It's on tape. It's on. We got the files and all that. So we all know that. Yes, we do. It's everywhere, and so we understand that already. So we don't have to. We're not looking for validation to find. Hey, we're right. We're right. You know what I mean? We're not. That's not what's happening. You know what I'm saying? And so we have to we have to understand that because of if we're really trying to get across a message of peace and love, and we're trying to work to stamp out racism in America and stamp out systemic racism, come to the understanding of what that systemic racism means and get rid of it. If that's what we're trying to do, then why would we say ugly things that are maybe similar to the things that might be said to us that we don't like? We're talking against that kind of stuff, but yet when he gets sick, just to stick your tongue out to be like, see what happened to you. That's horrible. That's ugly. And I wanted to point to this phrase again, because Ruth Bader Ginsburg said one of the most awesome things that I believe in. Part of what I do is modeled after this. She said, "Yet what greater defeat could we suffer than to come to resemble the forces we oppose in their disrespect for human dignity?" So to me, that literally tells me that if somebody's going to call me like a bad word, or which you've heard and you've seen people do, if somebody's going to say that to me, I do that back. I'm going to keep on pushing my message of positivity, my message of acknowledgement, my message of strength, and defeating the bad stuff and the evil stuff and the ugly stuff. I'm going to keep doing that while everybody, whoever wants to take part in the ugly talk. So I'm fighting fire with water. I'm fighting fire. How Bruce Lee said, "Be water." So I'm being water because I want to put out the fire. I don't want to make a bigger fire. And that's what all of our goals should be, is to get rid of that fire, to get rid of that, to work together, to come to an understanding. We never know whose voice is going to be the voice that is going to create reason in another person. It's going to help create reason. It's not our mission to change people. We can't do that, but we can sprinkle seeds all over the place of good stuff. You know what I mean? And that is correct. Got you, my brother. I hear you. Yep. Thank you for your feedback. Appreciate that. And so our objective should be that we are literally all working together, but separately at the same time. So individually connected, so that we can keep our focus on a positive message and pointing out facts, because we have to understand where things came from. We have to make people acknowledge things that actually exist and stop being deniers, but not in a judgmental fight fire with fire way. That doesn't, it's not going to solve anything. Maybe one person will be, I mean, you're skewing the percentages at that point, because there's all it is, you know, people, you know, cackling back and forth with each other. You know, it just doesn't work like you would want it to. You know, there is no strength in curse words. There's no strength in let's see who can yell the loudest or argue the fastest or the hardest or whatever. That's not, there's no defeating, there's no conquering in that. Conquering, it comes from here and here. That's the mind and the heart and the spirit. And that's where, because we're able to do things in a strategic way, in a wise way, that might influence another person's thinking in a positive way. And that's what we have to do. So again, I said I'm not going to get too deep this time, because, you know, I got Chris coming on shortly, and we're going to have a blast on here. I actually have to make sure real quick that he has the right link as I'm talking to you. But please, everybody, please make sure that make sure that you are taking part in the conversation with people and making sure that it's positive and focused at all times. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. I hope you guys, by the way, Chris is going to come on soon. I hope you guys are going to keep on in touch with me. Again, some of you know that I used to play with the Backstreet Boys. That is how I met Chris to begin with. I was a sax percussion player for them for a couple, and that was great. It was fun. And but I got to meet all those guys and hang with some folks and not with others. But Chris was always a cool dude. And so it's awesome. And I'll tell you more stuff shortly. It's going to be awesome. Like almost when I introduce him, I'm like, I don't even know if we're going to have like time to give him like all of the stuff. Like this dude is ridiculous. Like he's a workhorse, and you know, and his resume is ridiculous, as you all probably know, because if you guys are tuning in to see him, you probably have followed him better than I have. You know, I followed a human guy. You guys follow the star. So, so that's pretty cool. Let me make sure. This is your link. Oh, there he is. He's already there. Dang, I'm sitting there texting him, and he's already there. So let me see if I can find a short way to introduce him before I pop him on the screen. Oh, you still enjoy the sax? Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. So first, let me say that I'm gonna turn him on. I'm gonna put him on the screen in a second. But you're gonna be taking part in experiencing. This guy he's way more than NSYNC. This guy, he has a giving heart. He is very what's that word that we use? I can't think of the word now, so because I'm getting all tongue twisted, because I might be like nervous right now. So it's hilarious. But he gives his time. He's charitable. He's got foundation. He's doing movies. He was a voiceover guy for one of my favorite cartoons, which is ridiculous, and I didn't even know that. I found it out just recently. But let me just bring him in. Without further ado, the man, the maestro. Here he is. 3, 2, 1. Mr. Chris Kirkpatrick in the
What's up, brother?
What's up, brother?
How you been, man?
Good, man. Listen, I was just trying to introduce you, and I want people to just hear all kind of stuff about. I want to shut up a lot, and it's going to be hard, but I want to. But first, I have to tell you thank you, because I didn't get to tell them. They know that I do. Well, some of the people that join in and come pop in and out know that I do have the chronic Lyme disease battle. Mm-hmm. And the first time I reached out to you, you just gave. Like without a thought, without a conversation. and I just thought that was amazing and incredible. And then you're that kind of brother, and I appreciate you. I love you, bro.
Well, you're that kind of brother too, man. That's why I did it.
So listen, you just got back from something. So tell me about that real quick.
Yeah, I was just I was right down the road. I actually thought of staying down and driving up. I was in Tampa, and I was just gonna.
Oh.
You're still in Orlando, right?
No, I'm in Ohio, brother. I go because I get my treatments at the Cleveland Clinic.
Oh, where? You're near Cleveland?
Cleveland, yeah.
What part?
I'm near Youngstown.
Oh, well, you're not near Cleveland if you're near Youngstown, then.
Well, it's like they say that around here.
Yeah.
Everybody, just like LeBron does. Like everybody in Ohio, if you're in
Yeah.
Akron, you're in Cleveland. If you're in Youngstown, you're in Cleveland. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I went to school up around Canton.
Oh, truth. See
Yeah.
Again, if you're from Canton, you're from Cleveland.
Well, I'm from Western Pennsylvania. I just went to high school, junior high and high school near Canton. But
Was
my
it a
wife's
better-
from Columbus, so we're in Ohio all the time.
Well, so we just need to have a get together once this virus thing breaks down.
Man, this is
right.
This thing's crazy. It's like
It
takes all these weird turns. It's not just like some normal virus. And I think there's two schools of thought with it. There's like, it's the worst thing on the planet. We're all gonna die. Is
right.
one train of thought, and the other train of thought is what doesn't even exist. It's not even there.
Right. Right.
And the rest of us are like going, why don't we just be safe and careful and wear masks and wipe things down and be careful with our everyday lives and still try to continue as best as we can.
Brother, I'm glad you said that. Let me tell you something. Quentin Carey said hi to you, bro, and my daughter said woo. And listen, we got to do something. I'm not going to do it this very moment, but in a little bit, I'm going to let she's working right now, but at a certain point, she's going to take a break. And I do this little segment called Meet My SMUNCHKIN, because my SMUNCHKIN, that's my nickname for my daughter, even though she's 25 or almost 25. So,
okay.
so she'll like sneak off to go to the bathroom so that she can come on and say hi to you real quick. I'll let you know when I see her pop on the screen. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, and by the way, you know that you got to see her. You didn't get to meet her because y'all were running and rehearsing. But back then, when I was with those guys, she was with me one of the times when I was at the studio.
Oh, okay. She was a little thing.
I was at the trend. Yeah,
she was another then.
Yes, she was. All right, so let's get back to you. All right, so one of the things that I think I knew, but after I had to do some more reading and some more, I had to troll you a little bit.
Yeah.
And I find that you were actually the founder. Like you was the person who formed your group NSYNC.
Yeah. Yep. Back in, well, actually, I met Lou in like 93, maybe.
Yeah.
And like 93. And then he just started with Backstreet. He just had Backstreet out. And I had a couple different groups that I brought to him. And, guys would come and go for different reasons. A lot of them you still know. And a lot of them they're amazing guys like Brody and Raul and all those guys.
Yeah. My dogs. Yep.
Yeah. But so then found the right guys and the rest is history.
And it's a heck of a history too. Are you kidding me? You guys are like, oh, let me read off some of your stuff real quick, and then I promise I will let you talk. Look, you guys, #1 best-selling album of 2000, 5 times platinum, which probably by now is like 60 times platinum. First debut #1 album on your last. Wait, hold on. I don't even have all this right. Your last album, the third one, also debuted #1. Your first album, the self-titled, went 10 times platinum. 2.4 million albums sold when it debuted in a week, which held the record for 15 years, dog.
Yeah, Adele just broke it a couple years ago.
Yeah, but guess
Adele!
What? Yeah, right? But 15 years, brother. That is something to be a part of. That's crazy.
Yeah, but you got to remember too that after that record came out, people really kind of stopped buying records like that. Like the industry changed.
Yeah, it did.
The whole it became real digital, and it's actually more of an amazing feat that Adele did that in this day and age where there is so much downloading and streaming or whatever. So the fact that she did that later on is even more impressive to me.
That yeah, you got a point there, but guess what? You can't take nothing from what you guys did. I mean, you had a big challenger, the guys that I played for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so
Oh yeah.
so to do that during that time, that's something fierce. Believe it. So
Those guys
just
were
like
a big challenger.
listen, people say the same thing for sports. They're like, "Oh, well, it was harder back in Jordan's, or it was this," but the dynamics make things comparable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, okay, so tell me now. You're all over the place. You're doing a bunch of different benefit things. Tell me, what is the foundation that you have, and is that what you were doing this time?
No, no, no. I was doing a buddy of mine had a charity event in Tampa that I went down for. And I was in and out. I left Friday and I was back today. So I didn't get I got a chance to see my little sister. She lives in Tampa. I got to see her last night. But
Nice.
but yeah, no, it's just my foundation's kind of on hold right now because it was mostly to benefit kids in Central Florida, like underprivileged kids in Central Florida.
Okay.
But now I live in Nashville, so we're having to rework it and figure out, what we're going to do here, how we're going to work it here, and if we're going to change it to underprivileged kids in, Tennessee or whatever. So it's kind of on hold. But we did a bunch of golf events. We did everything from flare competitions. We raised a lot of money with it, and
That's awesome.
it's always good, like, especially with my foundation. The reason I started it is because I grew up real underprivileged. Like we were on welfare. We didn't have, we lived in a truck for a little while. It was like, so we didn't have
Wow.
money. So I understood where these kids are coming from, and
Yep.
and that's all they need. They don't need somebody to talk down to them. They don't need somebody to take a picture with them and go, look how nice I am. They need somebody to go, hey man, I was where you were. And it's kind of crazy because one of the biggest examples I ever saw of that was when our good friend Rich Cronin,
Yeah.
Rich, we went to a hospital together, and we were touring around the hospital, and I go up, and this little boy had leukemia, and I walked up to the kid and I'm like, hey, start talking to him. He was like, hey, whatever, whatever. Rich started talking to him, and Rich was like, hey, I had this, I beat this, whatever. His face just lit up, because it's one thing to sit there and talk to somebody unless you have really been there. It's
Right.
completely different. Like that's when they get it. So with the kids that I work with, and I'm like, I was in your same predicament, dude. I was there. Like, just trust me, it's gonna
Yeah.
get better. Just work your ass off. Do what you got to do, and find the right means, and you've got people like the foundation and whoever here to help you, get through these hard times. Because it's not like, oh yeah, there's just hard times. They're just hard times. Like, they're not. It happens to tons of people, and people don't understand that when you're there, it sucks. But so everybody, there's a lot of other people that have been through it, and when you see somebody that actually succeeded and gone on and done something, it gives you a lot more hope.
Right. Listen, man, you're one of the good brothers. I'm telling you, man. Everybody doesn't have that. I'm telling, and I like that, man. That you have a lot of passion, and that exudes in creatively, but especially with relationships, man. You have to
Yeah.
maintain that, and you have to be able to, and people have to be able to see that in your eyeballs.
Yeah.
And that when people look at you, they know, okay, this kid's for real. You know what I mean? And you can also tell when somebody doesn't. I'm looking at some studio
Yeah, this is
around you,
my
man. Is
little
this your home studio, brother?
my little setup I got going on over here.
Well, I'm talking about, you talking
No,
about little.
no, it's well, I used
I,
to when I was in Orlando, I had a giant studio, and we had cables running through the house where we could record in any room and all this. Here,
oh,
I
snap.
just get this little corner that my wife says I can put my stuff in.
Oh, yeah,
And
you have to have permission now, huh?
yeah, I got a wife and a kid. I get one little tiny studio. My kid has a playroom, a room, a toy room. He's got toys in like 6 rooms in this house, but I get this
Hey, but
little area right here.
forget it. Don't you love that? Like I used to do that for my Munchkin too when she was little. She had the bigger room.
Yeah.
She had the biggest space. Man, give them Chuck E. Cheese. It's all good. Their
Yeah.
own private
Yeah,
Chuck
but
E.
then he
Cheese.
still finds his way in here and messes with all my equipment. And I'm like, dude, you have every room in the house. Like, why do you have to just come mess my room up? Go mess your own room up.
You love it though. You know you do. Now let me ask you. So what projects are you working on now? Tell me, like music projects, any TV related stuff,
Yeah,
or do you need to keep it all private?
I'm doing some pretty cool music stuff. I'm working with one of your boys, AJ.
Oh
We've got
snap!
and obviously he's busy right now with the Dancing with the
Yeah,
Stars and what
yeah,
he's doing with that stuff. But we have a group that's called All the Cool Kids, ATCK.
yeah.
And it's just, I mean, we haven't played shows, but we've recorded some songs and done some stuff, and who knows
Come
with
on,
this.
man. Listen, when I feel better, let me hit some sax or something for y'all.
Oh heck yeah.
Hey, hold on for 1 second. It's time for Meet My Smunchkin.
Munchkin,
Hold on, 3, 2, 1. Oh snap!
she's
Say
there.
hi,
Hey
Chris.
Munchkin,
Hi. Am I
where are
on?
you at?
Yes, you're on.
Hi, I'm at work.
Oh
But I got
nice.
to sneak away. I'm in San Diego.
She manages.
Oh,
She manages. What's the name of your place? Nicky Rotten's.
Mickey Rottens.
Yeah, she
oh, that sounds
manages
cool.
this spot in Coronado. You probably vacation
Yeah,
there sometimes.
we actually saw Lance at the beginning of the year. He came in.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I have a kid now. I don't do those vacations anymore. My vacation is, hey, he wants to go to the beach, so we're going to the beach, or let's go see family, or whatever he wants. That's those are my vacations. I don't get vacations. It's not about me.
That's the good stuff. Hey,
Well,
Smunchkin, I love you.
love you too.
I love your hair. Looks nice.
Thank you. Just got my hair
All right,
done.
go back to work. Go back to work. I love you.
I'm so happy to meet you.
Bye,
Thanks for
Munchkin.
joining this stream. I like everything that you're doing.
Oh, thanks. Take care.
You too. Bye.
I love you, princess.
Love you.
That's cute. She had to come in from work, and she's like, "Oh, let
Right?
me go over here real quick, where it's a little quieter. I gotta do this crazy stuff my dad's got me doing."
Right. Listen, me and my Smunchkin, we are like partners in crime.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. And so listen, how old is your son now?
This Saturday he turns 3 years old.
Oh snap! I'm gonna have to play like a happy birthday on your Facebook Messenger for him with my sack. I can do it. That's cool, man. How are you? You got to be enjoying that.
Man, the best time of my life was being in the band, and touring and being with the guys and doing what we did until I had that kid, and of course
Yeah.
I gotta say married my wife too, or she'll be like, wait, what? Hold on, wait, you said the best time of your life was with the band, not with me? No, it was with you too. But
Good,
the
good
kid, like,
job.
it was cool because I get to marry my best friend, and then now we have a kid together, and he's our other best friend, and it's just fun to hang out with all three of us, and that's the important thing. Like I said, I don't do vacations. I just do whatever he wants to do, and makes me happy. If he's happy, I'm happy. My wife's
Yes,
happy,
sir.
I'm happy.
That's the truth. Hey, folks, there's a lot of people putting messages down, so nobody's asking questions yet. They're just saying things like "We love you," "I found you," yeah, and stuff like that. So, folks, if you have any questions, please feel free to type them in the little comment section, and I will put it on the screen like I did with Miss Sophia here, and I'll make sure that he sees it. If he can't see it from his angle, I'll make sure I read it to him. And other than that, just keep on sticking with us. You're hanging with Food for Action with me, Obi Morant, and my special guest, Chris Kirkpatrick from the famous, ginormous group NSYNC. So, Chris, before my Smunchkin came in, you were telling me about the thing that you're doing with AJ. What else you got going
on? So I do that. I started doing some cameos or whatever, but all the shows, being a musician, obviously, this is a real hard time for us because there's no shows,
Yes.
and I did a lot of hosting, and playing some shows or whatever, and just all. I mean, I had a great year lined up, and then of course the COVID hit, and everything just floor dropped out, and there was
Right.
nothing. So we're just kind of struggling to find the right way, a safe way to do shows, and to
Right.
still kind of stay relevant. I mean, Joey's done a great job of it.
Yeah.
And Lance has done a great job of it, and Justin obviously is doing a great job of it, and JC is too. But it's just it's really tough, because there's not
You have
there,
to, my
there's
brother. You have
yeah,
to.
it's every yeah.
So I got a couple questions for you from the folks. Priscilla Sophia says, when will we get the ATCK music?
Well, who knows? I mean, I just got a mix down on a couple of the songs, so that's kind of up to a couple of the guys that are pushing the ride, so to speak.
Right.
And I don't know if we're just going to release singles, and then once those are done, we can go out and start touring again, or once this obviously COVID thing is behind us and it's safe to do so. So it's really been we're working pretty hard trying to figure out the right way to do it, but it's really got everything kind of messed up. So they could want to just push the songs, so not sure.
Right. Yeah, and I like what you're saying, and it's really important that people understand that safety is the most important part of all of this. And for people that are as large as you and your old crew and Backstreet, when you guys are that large, you have to think about that more than a lot of folks, because that once you go in public somewhere, that's going to be it's going to be a horde of folks. It's going to, and people have to figure out how are we going to maintain distancing and keeping it a safe space. So people, please be patient with him. He's going to do what he can. You already heard his heart, so he knows he's going to get it to you the right way. We got another question from Quentin Carey. Says, how did the Chip Skylar role come around?
So Chip Skylark was the thing on the Fairly Odd Parents that I did, and we were doing some kind of show in LA, and the Nickelodeon people were there, the Cartoon Network people were there, and I was meeting with them, just talking, and in just conversations, I was telling them, because I'm a huge cartoon fan. I love
High five, brother.
Yeah, I was a big, like, everything from any cartoon, because Bugs Bunny was like even 60s, 50s,
Bugs
whatever.
Bunny.
So all those were I loved cartoons, and I just was like, they would ask about a cartoon, and like the Cartoon Network people were talking about theirs, and I'm like, oh, you mean like that? And the Nickelodeon people, I was like, yeah, and they just came up to me and they're like, well, would you be interested in doing a cartoon voice? And I was like, are you kidding me? Like that would be my second dream coming true, to do a cartoon.
Whoa.
I love cartoons that much.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so they just
that would be.
Sorry, they said,
I'm sorry.
they said they have a new show coming out. It's called Fairly Odd Parents. It's about these two godparents of this kid, and he makes wishes, and every show is about these wishes he makes and everything. And they go, we want you to play like, basically just like a pop singer, like you are. So it wasn't even.
And
anytime people are like, hey, can you do the voice of Chip Skylark? I'm like, I'm doing the voice of Chip Skylark. It's not like I can't, like, it's not a fake voice I do. It's just me talking.
Right. So. Listen. Well, that was excellent. That was one of my favorite cartoons, just so you know. Me and my SMUNCHKIN used to watch it. Okay, check this out. I don't even know why I'm going to have the nerve to ask this question. Okay. The question is, of all the NSYNC members, said that JC had the best voice. Have any of the Backstreet Boys members acknowledged this fact?
That JC had the best voice?
Yeah.
Man, I don't know. I don't know if we all said that JC had the best voice. JC's voice is unreal. Like,
right.
I'm in awe, but Justin's voice too is, and both those guys are, in my book, top 10 singers of all time. Like, I've always looked up to them for their vocal abilities and what they brought to the table. I don't know if the Backstreet Boys have acknowledged that JC's the best singer or has the best voice, but I mean, they can't deny that he doesn't have one of the best voices. You know, it's
Right.
for personality too, because when they do some stuff, AJ's voice is so like different, and it's so
Right.
like, and it shows with all the stuff he's doing. If you know, one week if AJ goes country, it fits.
Yep.
Another
Yep.
week AJ goes rock, it fits. If
Right.
AJ goes pop, it fits.
But it-
Brian's got a great voice. You know, Nick's got a really cool original voice too. So, you know, it's really tough. I mean, I'm obviously a little biased, and I'd have to say JC and Justin, but
and
I,
and
I
guess what?
wouldn't take anything, I wouldn't take anything from those guys.
Guess what? No problem with that, though. Listen, I was going to say the same thing, though. I believe that the way both of the groups ended up constructed, each of you guys had a different character, different
Yep.
timbre, a different quality, and that was important. That's important in that whole game. And if you don't have that, then the dynamic becomes a lot less juicy. You know, from a producer's mind, at
Yeah.
least, becomes a lot less. I want to feel different things happening when I put one person on lead and put so on. So and it mainly is for lead purposes. And
Right.
but you guys all did it, man. Y'all were. Are you kidding?
But
And maybe I shouldn't say this. Y'all could dance better than them too.
but too,
I'm getting hate mail now.
there's not to take anything away from Kevin and Howie and Joey or Lance or whoever, but like you said, it made the sound. Like those five guys made their sound. Us five guys made our sound.
Yep.
There was no guy that was just like getting by. If you didn't have Nick and the Backstreet Boys, it wouldn't sound anything like the Backstreet Boys. If you didn't have Kevin and the Backstreet Boys, it wouldn't sound anything like the Backstreet Boys. If you didn't have Joey and NSYNC, it wouldn't sound anything like NSYNC. So everybody had their pieces that they put into it to make the sound what it was. But it's just that, especially when it came to leads in our group anyways, JC and Justin had those voices and again, the funny thing is JC in our band has most of the iconic parts of the songs that you remember. But Justin still got some too. And, especially with like, it's gonna be May. And then now in May, everybody says May, but that's, Justin's voice, and that's how he was told to sing it. So, but
it's funny. It's funny because even me, I thought the quote unquote leader, like, lead singer was JC.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very interesting how just your ears perception can do these things. I got another question from Rose Hawkins. She says, when will your Monday lives be back?
Ooh, I don't know. We've kind of postponed it for a while. We've had some crazy stuff in the works that we're working on with some, some other avenues that might actually bring what we were doing with that show to another level, and even change the show a bit or do whatever. But it was fun, and I love doing it. But now that things that are starting to pick back up again, it's a lot harder for me to be available, all the time to keep doing those once a week. And, I've had to pop in and out of places. And otherwise, we've been talking about, how we're going to redo the show and come back with it. But soon, maybe. I don't know. It's like when we're releasing the music. Everything with me is up in the air. Who knows?
What's up with the Halloween event with Joey?
Okay, so I'm doing I'm not sure. It's in somewhere in Middle America.
Oh, you don't know where it is?
What's that?
Oh, you don't remember where it is?
Yeah, and I'm not sure exactly where it is, but I know Joey and I are going up and we're gonna like host and DJ at some big Halloween party, and that's gonna be tough, But I guess if they say that everybody's wearing masks, is that still gonna work?
Very good. Very good. Let's see. Do you, this is Monica Alvarez, do you have anything coming up for us to look forward to? I'm sorry. He's already been saying that. if you want to answer it again,
Yeah,
that's up to
well,
you.
I mean, there's always stuff we're doing or talking about, and a lot of it's still in talks, and since everything's still so iffy with the ATCK stuff, even I don't even know how this show with Joey's gonna end up working out, like how it's gonna happen and still be safe and everything, but hopefully they'll have the right parameters set, and then Joey and I are also hosting something in Ocala next month as well. But one of the real bummers was last year we did the Food and Wine Festival, and Joey and I had a blast doing that, and it was great. We stayed at Disney. It was just fun to, especially bring my little guy to Disney, and all these other all just being I'm a Disney guy. I love Disney, but I do a lot of events with Joey where we host together or perform together, do
Both of
stuff.
you guys
So
are nuts, so that's cool.
yeah, it works out great. It
Yo,
works
it's
out great.
crazy.
I'm Joey's punching bag.
Do you and the guys still have 3-hour Zoom? This is Santa
We
Gonzalez.
usually do we'll do Zooms around birthdays or random things like that, but not really. It's usually just a chat. Like we just chat because everybody's kind of really stuck off in where they're at right now because of
Right.
the
Because of the
COVID,
corona.
the
Yeah.
corona, and there's everybody's busy. Everybody's trying to figure out what we're doing and how we're going to make this happen, and so it's tough to get us all together, but we'll chat, like we'll text. We have the group text is always going off.
All right. Let's see. I'm going to do a couple more of these, and then I have a couple questions to ask you. Is it true you're going to be in Florida this coming November? This is from Kelly Jess Furman.
Yep. Yeah, that's for the Ocala show. That'll be
That's
Joey and
Ocala.
I. Yep.
Okay, so that's what you were just talking about.
Yep, in Ocala.
Okay. Let's see if I can find. Let's see, mashup. That's blah, blah, blah. Oh, my daughter told me to ask
Ocala.
you.
I might be saying Ocala. It might not even be in Ocala.
You'll find it. Let me tell you, it'll make so much noise on the airwaves. You'll find out where they are.
I'll make sure they take me to the right place.
Okay, here's a good one. During the this is from Ferhat Erdo. I never know how to pronounce your name, and I'm sorry, brother. But he is on my page too, and I think he follows you probably more than me. But he says during the Sharon era, or CHEIRON era, how was it decided which group, BSB or NSYNC, got a specific song? Which song? Which song do you which song do you wish you recorded? Okay, wish you recorded instead of BSB recording.
Instead of Backstreet. Yeah. There's. I mean, it's weird. And when it came to the songs, there were shows and stuff, especially in the beginning. There were shows and stuff that was like, oh, Backstreet won't do it, now you guys can do it, or NSYNC won't do it, now Backstreet can do it, or there was never any fighting. But when it came to songs, Dennis Pop was one of the originators.
Yeah.
And him and Max Martin and Rami and all those guys, they pretty much wrote songs for the bands. Like they knew they'd write a song and they're like, this song goes to this band and this song goes to this band. And as for any of the Backstreet songs, I love the Backstreet songs, but to me they're Backstreet songs, and just like ours are NSYNC songs. Like we would change the whole sound of whatever song that they had, and it might be better, it might be worse, so they put their touch on their songs and made them great. I couldn't take any of those.
You guys always appeared to me, especially being in the middle of it, you guys seem to have a more soulful edge to your pop. They had a more pop, stringent pop edge.
Right.
So, and that's a big difference when it comes to feeling. And you know what I mean? So that's my opinion. Listen, I'm sure you know this person. Georgie Ivanov says, "Is it true that you moved to that you moved from Orlando, moved to Nashville?"
Yeah, he's actually saying, is it true that half Orlando
Oh, okay,
moved to
yeah, okay.
Nashville?
I couldn't read the part of
And
that. Sorry about
yes, it's very true. Half of Orlando did move to Nashville because Georgie is now up here in Nashville as well.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, and
Yes.
there's a
Funny,
lot of
funny
people.
guy.
It's actually crazy here. I was telling somebody the other day, like how many people I meet, and we start talking to them. Are some of our favorite people, our neighbors across the street, are from Orlando too.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of Orlando people here in Nashville, and like they keep popping in and keep popping up, and but us and Georgie are like the OGs moving. We started the trend.
True that. Well, I'll get back to questions if we have time in a little bit. I want to find out more things specifically. Are you doing? Because I know Joey does a lot of this. Are you doing more TV stuff? Do you have any production stuff that you're doing? Do you have some background? Executive producer or this, that, and the other.
Now, Lance usually does a lot of the producing and the executive producing stuff. He's good at that side of it. I've started to actually audition for things, and
Okay.
I'm not good at it yet. I'm not used to that life, but
Right.
especially with everything that's going on right now, it's like we got to find other ways to explore things to do, and that's just one of the ways.
Truth. And so anything besides, so we any other events, any other like, do you like, I know you're doing the thing with AJ. Do you have any other music that you're working on, either for yourself or anybody else?
No, I mean, well, not recently, but I'm always trying to write and trying to just get stuff out and get stuff down.
Right.
And by
I
out
know
I mean out of my head or out of.
I know that equipment is being used for something. I think you're just
something.
I think you're keeping secrets.
No, I'm not. There's no secrets. hey, that's one thing you should know about me. There's no secrets with me. What you see is what you get.
Through that. Chris Kirkpatrick. You guys are listening to Chris Kirkpatrick. If you have more questions, please feel free to type them in. And he'll let us know when he needs to go. I don't want to keep you from any family business that you might have. I know you just came off the road from doing the benefit and so on. So, I want you to be able to relax, but I am going to try to steal as many minutes as I can. So you just point the finger. Folks, if we don't get to all your questions, my apologies, but there's a billion questions coming in. And so I'm trying to scroll as I can. So we'll get to the questions that we can, and those that we can't, please make sure that you look out, because I'll try to get answers from him throughout the week. I'll send him some of these things, and as he can respond to them, you'll get your answers one way or the other. Okay. So let's go to, let's see. Why is this something? Some of these questions, the words are getting hidden by the show button. So I can't know what they're saying. Oh, wait a minute. Here we go. Why is this? Oh, why is this the perfect? Oh, that doesn't even make sense. It says, why is this the perfect question for Chris? I don't know. Chris, will you be doing will you be joining Joey on his holiday Christmas album, rather?
On Joey's Christmas album? I don't think so.
Yes, this is for Mickey Sorbet. You said no?
I didn't even know Joey's doing a Christmas album.
Maybe Joey doesn't know either.
Yeah. I wouldn't put it past him, but
that's true. Is there a funny story from when you were touring with NSYNC that you can share with the people?
There's tons of funny stories.
You got one good one. You got one good one that doesn't need to be censored.
Well, yeah, a lot of them need to be censored. But there was a lot of times, especially over in Europe, I think they all kind of roll into one, just how insane. You went over to Europe with the boys, right?
Yes, a lot.
Yeah, so you saw it over there. Like that was like, because that was the birth of it all. That was even before it was, in the States. That's like 95, 96.
Yeah.
And it was just nuts. I mean, it was nuts over there. The kids were just, hiding in hotel rooms, chasing the buses, like screaming and pounding and running down the street. And, we did have one time this kid was biking, chasing the bus down. and he's like riding wheelies and like, trying to get the bus to pull over, riding his wheelies on his bicycle. And he pulled a wheelie. He pulled this wheelie and his front tire just kept rolling.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
He did a good little face plant, which sucks for him,
Oh,
but
I was gonna say, how did he land? That would have been crazy.
on his face.
That's not funny. Let's see. Kelly Jess Furman says, "How is our favorite NSYNC member Nash doing?"
Oh man, that kid. He's when I got home today, he just came running up and gave me a hug, and I can't believe like how much I can miss a human being
That's
until
right.
he comes over and just gives me a hug. When I'm away and my wife's telling me, "Oh, he's been asking for you and everything," because the last couple of years, I'll leave and come back and leave and come back, but through
Yeah.
the COVID, I've been home and with him 99% of the time. So having to start to leave again and come back, it's just the whole time I either want him to go with me to do these events or do them and come back as fast as I can, because he's amazing. He's got like 4
That's
Halloween costumes I got him just because he likes to dress up, and his big reveal for Halloween this year is he's going as Black Panther, and
oh snap.
it all lights up, and it's pretty cool.
Oh, for real? Oh, I gotta see that. I gotta get a
Yeah.
picture. All right, let's see. What are you guys doing for Nash's birthday? This is the quick, cute questions.
Yeah, we're just gonna do it here at the house. We had some stuff planned, but again, this
Oh,
COVID thing, and just Chuck E. Cheese. You were saying Chuck E. Cheese. We did Chuck E.
yeah,
Cheese last year, but how do you take a kid to Chuck E. Cheese?
I know,
And
right?
he's going to be eating his fingers, doing all the crazy stuff that kids do, getting the germs from everywhere. So we're just going to have a couple kids. I think it's his classmates are just going to come over to the house, and we're doing superhero themes. So I bought all this superhero stuff, and it's going to be fun.
Now I'm going to ask you one question, and I hope it is not upsetting, but just one. What do you think about things that are going on, the tensions in our country now? And I don't need you to be. I don't want you to get. You get as deep as you want to get.
Yeah.
I just want to hear your heart about what's happening here, because
Yeah.
we did get a couple questions within here about asking about what you're doing.
Yeah.
So,
For sure. There's a lot of sadness, I think, right now.
yeah,
There's a lot of just people forgot to be humans, and on all sides, and no affiliations, right, left. It's all, everybody's so caught up in their direction that, because we're all fighting to keep in these lanes and keep in a direction, and you're not really realizing there's other people on the road.
right,
We're too focused on this, and what this is right, and this is right because these people say it's right, and anything they say is right, and I have to, Democrats, Republicans, anytime somebody says something, you feel like, oh, I have to say that that's true because it's the Democrats said it's true, or the Republicans say it's true. And it sucks that nobody's caring anymore, and nobody's saying, hey, maybe you do have a great thing to say, let's hear it, or let's talk
right.
about it. Nobody's talking to each other. Everybody's talking like this,
At each other.
and there's none of this.
That's
They've got their opinion and they talk this way, and they've got their opinion and they talk this way. And we're not getting stuff done because everybody's too divided. There's no, hey, well, this is how I feel, but let me hear you out. Let me hear your side of it. Let me listen to, why you think, what's wrong, because nobody's right or wrong. Everybody, it's all opinions.
right.
It's
That's
it's it's
one of the
how.
things. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, brother.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Little delay. That is one of the things, though, that I try to do with Food for Action, because usually our mood is a little bit more, and
Yeah.
we're talking about how to bridge the gap and how to
Yeah.
have people listen to each other. I invite people from every walk of life, from every opinion, from every experience to come on and share why do you hate, why do you love, why do you like, why do you dislike, why are you happy, why are you sad, whatever it is. I invite everybody to come on and use this platform to bridge those divides, to bridge those gaps. And so that's what I'm trying to achieve through this on a normal night. You just blessed us with a fun night. So let me ask you this question. This is from Jennifer Bettenhausen. What level job? So I think this is what she's trying to say. What level job do you think you could work your way into with no experience and no one noticed? So I guess if you had to do something other than what you do because of maybe COVID or whatever, and you wanted to go and, you know, weasel your way into a gig, what would be the highest level of that gig you think you could do? And nobody would know.
I know her, and I think she's talking for herself. She's talking for herself right now. She's trying to sneak into some kind of job with no. She's that crazy. She would do something like that. No, man, I don't know. You know, it's funny because, you know, there are books out there, and, you know, it's been, you know, centuries people talk like this, but a lot of the people that get the best jobs and are in the highest paying jobs and do it aren't people that know about the job. They're the people that know about people.
That's right. Correct. That is correct.
So they're the ones that, you know, if you work at a toy factory, they're not the experts on toys, but they know how to hire the experts on toys and manage the experts on toys. And they'll hire the people that know how to sell the toys. They'll hire the people that know how to produce the toys. And they'll hire those best people. And those are the best companies and the best jobs, because you don't have to know about toys. You know, you have to know that you don't know about toys, but I know people, and I know how to, you know, talk to people. I know how to get production out of people. I know how to get their best. And that's the most important thing. And, you know, you don't even need to lie your way in, Jen. Don't lie your way in. Just do it.
And you need to know kids
for sure
if you're making toys.
For sure.
Let's see. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. There's like, dude, you're like more important than the president. I'm just telling you.
No, right.
Like, there's crazy, like, a million questions. Please, and people, I'm sorry that I can't get to some of them. They're just flashing by so fast. So please forgive me if we don't get to yours. Let's see. Okay. All right. We're going to leave that alone for a minute. I got to wait till it cycles again. Here's one. If you didn't decide to do music, what other career would you have done or enjoyed? From Mary Ellen Elizabeth Powell.
I wish being a dad was a professional career, because I love that job.
I'm high-fiving you through the phone. Pow. That's right.
I actually went to I was in college with Howie.
Okay.
And I've known Howie for years. Like, I've known Howie longer than any of the guys in my band, and he's known me longer than any of the guys in his band.
Wow.
But which is also kind of shifting a little bit. There's a funny story, because there's this thing going around that I tried out for the Backstreet Boys and didn't make it. So I started NSYNC instead, and I was like, whoa.
Wow.
This has to stop coming out of people's mouths, because all they need to do is put this on something and it becomes truth.
That's right.
But I knew when Howie was joining the Backstreet Boys, and when he started the Backstreet Boys, and it was through one of the guys that Howie worked with there that I met, and that's how he introduced me to Lou, and that's how I met Lou and started NSYNC. But I never tried out for the Backstreet Boys and didn't make it. But I know Howie probably wasn't supposed to ask me to be in the Backstreet Boys, because I think Lou told him that he wanted guys with blonde hair and blue eyes to be in the Backstreet Boys, and I'm pretty far from that. And Howie's like, you were too much like me. We couldn't freaking do it.
What? Well, so I guess you have some people agreeing with that. Somebody said they thought that was true for the longest time. That would be Quentin Carey again. So listen, so tell me, man, you know, I know that doing what you do, or you know, because at some point, because of the grandiose, the largeness of who you are, what you guys were, you know, some parts of regular life just kind of have to halt. You lose the ability to do certain regular things because you're too popular. You can't go to the mall. You can't do this. but I know that now you do enjoy a certain level of regularity again.
Mm-hmm.
What was it like to go from not being that to being that on a major way where your life just came to a halt, and then all of a sudden you live again?
It's I mean it's really, it's still kind of cool because I can go, we'll go out or we'll go to dinner, and I can go 2 weeks and nobody even bats an eye or whatever, but then I could go a day and like 10 different people come up to
Warm.
me,
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah.
or like, hey, so it's awesome, if people come up, because then you're like, oh, they still remember, that's cool.
True.
It's even with athletes and stuff too, like there's a responsibility that we have as artists and athletes and paid professionals that are performers,
Yeah.
and that responsibility is, they're you're not paying your own check, like you're not doing a job that you get $100 an hour for or whatever. You're doing a job that if people like your music and buy your music, if they like your merchandise, if they go to your shows, if they do that,
Yeah.
so there's really you have a responsibility to those people
Yeah.
that have spent, geez, sometimes thousands and thousands of dollars following you on tour, buying the merchandise, buying the music,
Yeah. Yeah.
doing everything you do. You've got a responsibility to always be cordial and always understand that, because it's this is their chance to go, oh, I was a huge fan and he's right there.
Right.
I
Yeah.
want to say hello. But there's a lot of people that are unapproachable, and they just make it hard for everybody else, because if you went up to somebody, you're like, man, I love this person, whatever, and they're like, hey, get out of my face, I don't know
Right.
you,
Right.
whatever. First of all, that destroys everything you thought about them, and B, they're not doing their part by saying, hey, I wouldn't be who I was, like you wouldn't
If it wasn't
recognize
for you.
me if a lot of people didn't care about what I did and follow me, or watch my movies, or listen to my
That's
music, or
right.
watch me play football, baseball, whatever. So
That's right.
especially the amount of money, if
Yeah.
you're big enough that you did something like that, and you don't at least say hi, or try, like, obviously, especially back in the day, we couldn't walk in, and if there's like 1,000 kids outside the hotel waiting just to say hi, you can't see every one of them, but you try to see as many as you can.
Absolutely. That's I because I being in the band, we
Mm-hmm.
got the crumbs of the stuff. I got crumb autographs and stuff like that, which was still fun.
Right.
But my Smunchkin reminded me in one of these little posting things that are, I keep on forgetting what they're called, in these comment section, that that people used to think I was AJ sometimes. Like when I wouldn't have my hair up in those funny things that I did,
Yeah.
people thought I was AJ. And one time when we were in Santiago, Chile, that was the first time I ever experienced what it would feel like to be you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Is that I had my hair down. We had just arrived the day before the show, and it was like hundreds and thousands of people in this whole circle of this in front of this hotel. So we thought we were the band. It didn't matter. We was gonna go and get some food. No, sir.
Yeah.
Come out of there, AJ. I was like, oh heck no! So we had to run, and then one of their bodyguards caught up with us, saw what was happening, and helped us go back through this alley into the back of a McDonald's. There, I was like, what? I don't want to be you guys.
Yeah. It's funny you said, like, in an alley behind McDonald's. It's funny how the glamorous life of this thing is not really glamorous a lot of times. Like if you're
Great.
going to a hotel and they're like, oh, there's thousands of kids there, we're gonna have to go through the back. You're walking through, like, crap, like the all the behind the scenes, like, wherever it is, they could have, like, dishes, or just like, and you're just getting through, and you're like, yeah, this is all those kids out front, and you're like sneaking through the laundry room, or all this unflattering thing. So it's funny how it's not the glitz and glam that you would think it was.
Do you see? Can you see these things when I click on them? The messages that people are
Yeah.
saying? Okay, so because there's been a few people that are thinking that you should be the president. What do you think about that?
That's the absolute worst idea on the planet. I would be the worst president we ever had. I have way too many skeletons in my closet, and I'm too nice. I don't like being argumentative. I like to see everybody's points. I like to give everybody a shot at, why their argument should be right or wrong. And that's just
Right.
that's not political at all.
You want to give everybody a chance, and most politicians don't.
Yeah.
Any new NSYNC merch coming?
Yep, we do. We have new NSYNC merch coming very soon. Within the next few weeks, I think we're launching the new line. We just re-signed with our merch company, so they've got the new line coming out, and I'm sure it'll be in time for Christmas. Which, the way these weeks and months have been flying by and dragging, which is the most weird thing to say on the planet, that this is the fastest, longest 8 months I've ever been through in my life.
Are you kidding me? What? All right, I have a question to attach to that person's question. So is there any chance that maybe Food for Action can get a few things that we can maybe give away on our show in the future?
Oh yeah, we can get them. We'll get Carrie.
Let's get
Carrie on it.
Yeah, let's do that, because
obviously Carrie gets stuff done. I don't. I'm horrible.
Carrie is cool. I also found out that I was messaging you on the wrong, or tagging you on the wrong Facebook page and everything. So
I don't even know.
Yeah, I don't. All I know is if you respond, then I'm in the right place as far as I'm concerned. Yeah. Listen, you see all this fancy stuff that looks fancy, at least to me, scrolling across the screen and all that. Man, it took me like 3 weeks to do that. I don't know. Listen, I might be good at talking with people and maybe playing some music, but this stuff is crazy. So thank her again for me. I will thank her again myself. I finally got to meet Chris at a convention 4 years ago, and he was literally the greatest experience. He was the great experience. I'm confused with that part. So maybe leave that alone.
Don't ruin my reputation by saying nice things like that.
Let's see. Okay, this is cool. Listen, man. So I don't want to take up all your time, but let me tell you that it has been a freaking privilege and a thrill to catch up with you. And
sure.
and folks, I hope you guys aren't mad at me, but I gotta let him go. He was very punctual getting in here. So we have approximately about 2.5 minutes left. I want to leave that just for him to kind of give you guys a little bit of juice about, what he's doing, where you can find new things. So if you can give us any, web addresses or links to stuff that
web addresses.
Yeah, right. Sorry about that.
Just hey, Obi, check your flip phone. Check your flip phone. I'll text you on the two-way. I'll beam
I got a rotary
my info on the two-way.
I got a rotary, dude.
Hey, stop lying. You do smoke signals. You go out back. I hope they see it.
All right, stop putting me down, man. I love you. So what about some links, man? Any links to anything?
Yeah, just my socials, just the IMC KIRKPATRICK on Twitter and Instagram.
Nice.
And those will link you to the Facebook page that we just started, and also that's where any info of anything I'm doing, we'll put it on there.
Okay. If you don't mind, I'm gonna make sure that this interview stays posted for a while.
Cool.
And again, man, I appreciate your time. I appreciate you giving to my chronic Lyme disease battle pain thing. I appreciate that more than anything. That's like, that's a humbling thing, and awesome. You're an awesome brother, and let's keep in touch, man.
For sure.
For real. And keep doing what you're doing. I got your back, man. Anything that happens, I will hype it like crazy, and I love you, man. And I'll let you know when in Nashville when COVID's over.
Please do. I appreciate you, brother. Hey, good luck with that. Good luck with that, man.
Thank you.
You're in my family's prayers for sure.
Awesome. Hey, you and your wife and your son, they got mines too. I love you guys, man.
Sweet.
Be safe out there.
All right, take care.
God bless you, dude. All right, so that was great. I hope you guys enjoyed that. My brother Chris from NSYNC gave us an hour of his time, and that's and he just literally just got off the road, so that's just an awesome thing. I'm sorry that we didn't get to all the questions, but I will scroll through these questions during the week, just like I do for the other types of questions, and I will try to pass them to him little by little. If there are any things that you guys really direly importantly want to know, then let me know those, and I'll make sure that I get special list. I'll put things in order and make sure that they get to him, and you will get your answers, I promise. Other than that, please follow me as well. I'm just the old saxophone percussion player with the Backstreet Boys. Nothing special, but I am here doing Food for Action every Wednesday and Sunday, starting at 7 o'clock. Well, sometimes 6:45. Sometimes I feel anxiety, so I get on early. But I love you guys for tuning in. And I know that Chris thanks you guys too. Thank you, Monica. I appreciate you, no doubt. And you guys, make sure you sign up on my pages as well. Okay, follow me at OBIE. What is it? I'm sorry, it's Facebook /SBC SBT _ OBIEALLEGRA, I think is what I have it as, something like that. Anyways, or no, it's OBIE _ SBT SBC. That's what it is. Sorry, and yeah, join me on my thank you, Sadie. Is it Sadie or Sade? You spelled like Sade. I'm just not sure, but Sadie White or Sade White. Thank you, Monica Alvarez. Thank you, Farhat. Thank you, Mary. And I appreciate you guys. Please look me up again every Wednesday and Sunday at 7 p.m. I have plenty of other stars that are coming on, other notable folks. So let me read you that. Mickey, thank you. I am going to read you the list of folks that are coming up this month on Food for Action. I have, if you guys are into some R&B and stuff like that, I have, let's see, I have Lizzie Chanel on the October 11th, the Global Black Girl on the 18th, James Worthy, he's a big producer, on the 14th. He works with every freaking R&B singer in the whole wide universe. I got DJ Fritzo on the 25th from Brooklyn. I got Mach 357 on the 21st. I got Kalu from The Voice on 28th of October. I got Kiana Nicole, awesome singer, R&B singer from Atlanta, on the 1st. I got Dave Smeltz. He's a reggae ambassador from Cleveland, on the 4th of November. I got Elise Levine. She is a big time manager of some of the biggest artists in the R&B and the hip hop world. She's going to be on here on November 8th, plus a couple of her artists. I got Lion Throne. They're a big reggae rock band. They're regional. They tour all over the United States. I got Fat Man Scoop. I got Sig the Trig. I got Mimi Machado Luches. I got Buddy White from Intro. I got Johnny Fastlane, Georgia Inc., Chris Sullivan, T-Dog from the Feed the Foundation, and he's also listen. And there's more and more folks that are signing up to be on this thing every week. So I see you guys leaving. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate the support. God bless you all. And I will get to your questions and get them over to Chris as soon as possible. Thank you all. Love you. I'll see you Wednesday. Same black time, same black channel. God bless you. Love on people. Unity. Love on people. God bless.